long to be. The man the world needs you to be. Sam Eldredge, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Chapter 1. College, and then what? As he mused about these things, he realized that he had to choose between thinking of himself as the poor victim of a thief and as an adventurer in his quest of treasure. I'm an adventurer, looking for treasure, he said to himself. Paulo Coelho, the alchemist. I don't think I told you just how pathetic my first job was. Probably because I was embarrassed. I was 22 years old, the ink still wet on my college diploma, from a prestigious West Coast school, I might add, and I had joined the workforce as a professional errand runner. Some large companies employ people in positions known as rabbits. Somehow I get the feeling these folks forego the business cards. I found my job on Craigslist under the title runner, and I thought to myself, I go running. It's not that my job was particularly demanding. In fact, it was a mind-numbing triviality that I found so disheartening. To give you an example of an average day's list for the very wealthy family that signed the checks: 1 case Diet Coke, 3 cases Lime Perrier, 12 single-serving Avoderm cat food, no prawn or liver flavor. Their cat Taco has already sent me back to return said flavors on multiple occasions. And who names their cat Taco anyway? 2 gallons distilled water, plain Greek yogurt, Milton's crackers, lunch for the staff of 18 from a local hotspot, after triple-checking that Angie's salad has sunflower seeds and that Lynn's custom smoothie is accounted for, all dressing on the side. Drop packages off at UPS, and a case of wine at a fellow board member's house in town. I felt like a joke. First jobs are infamous. Everyone complains about them, just like an angst-filled teenager would. But as I drove around town, flipping from station to station on the radio for what seemed like hours that would not end, I couldn't help but wonder, what am I doing with my life? My friends who took the business track landed jobs working for music advertising agencies and accounting firms. One works for a tech startup. A fellow English graduate manned the front desk of a fancy hotel so Paris Hilton could pursue her hobby of DJing. But when we gathered around the table at Dargan's on Friday evenings, I wasn't so sure the business-savvy majors were really doing any better than me. They were disappointed too. The weekends raced by, and I would return every Monday to my mind-numbing job so I could pay for food and rent, so I could go back to work, in order to pay for more food and rent. It felt so cyclical, the never-ending water tread test to graduate into the adult pool. Maybe the story should start in my sophomore year of college, back when the birds were chirping, the sun shone every day, and everyone laughed so easily. Back when we had to declare our majors. The decision felt like career day all over again, each student choosing what he wanted to be when he grew up. I chose English because I love story and creativity, and I want to be a writer. I still can't stand the reaction when I tell people what my major is. Oh, always in that tone of someone hearing bad news. What are you going to do with that? I want to shout back, how does not sit in a cubicle for the rest of my life sound, you sellout? But now, 2 years later, it isn't so easy to convince myself I made the right decision after all. I wonder, did I totally waste my time in college? Dad?
The MBA who bussed my table last night and the Bachelor of Architecture who helped me find something at Barnes & Noble are wondering the same thing. And so the great battle begins in earnest. The battle for your heart. The battle to find a life worth living. The battle not to lose heart as you find a life worth living. So take a deep breath. Step back from the ledge. Every move into the unknown usually feels like free-falling at first. I remember those feelings myself. College is a staging ground. But for what? To think clearly about the college years, ask yourself, are you simply a laborer? A careerist in an endless economic cycle? Or are you a human being? And that heart beating deep within you is telling you of a life of purpose and meaning you were created to live. You see, Sam, the questions of who we are and why we are here are far more important questions than how to land a great job and make money. You don't want to fall into a life you end up hating. Years ago, I was counseling a successful dentist in his late 40s, listening to his confession, really. He was doing well, lived in a nice house, took exciting vacations, and was thoroughly depressed. After a long pause, he lamented, "I had no idea."